I'll tell you what. Let me take it from that section and move on to the next section, because that's a perfect place you've left it at there. So I'm just going to repeat what you said.
Okay.
Pagan worship, idol worship, sacrifices, rituals, all these things were around from, let's say, day one, right? In fact, the God of heaven, the Yahweh, the true God that we believe, also demanded sacrifices of lambs, goats, and whatnot. So it's a language that has definitely been there from day one. And then we see pagan worship come up and rise up and whatnot. So your question is, okay, where are they now? I want us to move on to the next YouTube clip video. Oh, I rather enjoyed this one. I'm not gonna lie to you. I enjoyed this one. It's a Nigerian pastor, a Yoruba man. So he starts off by saying that I'm a Yoruba man. It talks about the Yoruba people. So he says that they Yorubas worship a deity called Oludamare.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Now this deity Oludamare is like, let's say, I think he's the equivalent of Zeus. Yeah, he's like a god. So he doesn't interact with mankind directly. He has again, in that Greek language would be, let's say, demigods or small gods.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And those small gods are called I enjoyed this, as you can see, Orishas.
Okay.
Orishas are like intermediaries. They serve between, obviously, Oludamare and the people. Right?
Okay.
So people tend to worship the Orishas. Right? So I want us to play the first clip. Play it from play the first clip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Let's have a look.
Let's have a listen.
To humanity, and these intermediary gods are called the Orishas. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. The Orishas are gods in the Yoruba religion originating from Nigeria. They serve as intermediaries between humans and the supreme deity Oludamare. Each Orisha governs specific aspects of life, nature, and human behavior. Now, here's a breakdown of the main Orishas, just so you understand. There's one called the Oshun. Oshun is the goddess of rivers, love, beauty, fertility, and prosperity. There's Ogun. Ogun is the god of iron. There's Yemoja, goddess of the ocean and motherhood. There's Obatala, the Orisha of purity. And then there's Elegua, the messenger of the gods and the opener of pathways. In the 1500s, European powers began transporting enslaved Africans to the Americas. A large number of Yoruba people were captured and transported to the Caribbean and South America. Transported where? To the islands. Enslaved Africans continued to practice Orisha worship in secret, blending their beliefs with Catholicism to form Santeria. Candomblé, voodoo, and vaudou. Orisha movements grow, but cultural and religious suppression remains. Orisha worship thrives underground until the 1900s. The resurgence of African cultural pride, particularly through movements like the Harlem Renaissance, leads to great recognition of Afro-Caribbean religious practices. Modern-day Santeria, Candomblé, Voodoo, Vodun in Haiti have millions of adherents across the Americas preserving Orisha worship in contemporary settings. What if?
Pause there.
God didn't just send you
Pause there.
Whew, okay.
A bit of information to take in.
Okay.
Right?
Yes. Yeah.
So let's slow it down a little bit.
Okay.
Now I want to clarify something. I haven't fact checked this. I'm not saying that this is the case. I'm not saying this is true. I'm not saying that I've looked into history and this is the case. I'm saying that it's interesting with what we want to discuss, because the question was, well, where are all these things now? Yeah. Now, I want you to play the second clip that answers that question, and then we can dive into it and see what we think about it.
Okay, fine. Let's have a look at this then.
Watch this next slide. Oshun became Mary. Isn't it just like Nimrod? Can you feel the Babylon happening again? Next slide. Who next? Shango became Saint Barbara. Yamaha became Our Lady Raya. And Lagua became Saint Anthony. Obatala became La Virgin de la Mercedes. Orunmila became Saint Francis of Assisi.
Now, I want you to freeze it there. Yeah, you see the connection he's made there.
I see it.
I used, yeah.
I'm questioning it, but I see it. I see it.
So obviously he goes on to now he goes on to talk about a bit about Beyonce, but essentially what he's trying to say is that these Orishas, that they were the deities they were worshiping, they got mixed in with Christian, let's say, figures, and have them bled into the lives, the society of the Western world, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I really like this picture that he posts, because unfortunately that doesn't paint Beyonce in a very nice light, because she does look like one of those deities that we saw there. But it's not about Beyonce. We're talking about, let's say, I want to talk about the media at large, or rather, let's call it Hollywood for now. Yeah. Is it far-fetched now? Because you said that, you know, where has all these things gone? Because we don't see it open anymore. It's not like there are temples that are physically sacrificing children anymore. Yeah, there are not temples that people are standing there actually saying that, okay, fine, we worship this deity and whatnot. I mean, there are some, but is it far-fetched to understand and see that actually these pagan worshiping or idol worshiping, these deities that were there have actually bled into the society, in the sense that even in music videos, in movies, in people that we follow, whether for them they know it or they don't, we're talking about the spirit behind all these things. Once again, going to what you're saying, basically making us think we are okay, we're safe, but unknowingly, by partaking in a lot of these things, we are actually idol worshiping. He went on to make a comment about you're sending your children to concerts. These are not concerts. These are worshiping ceremonies. Yeah, these are worshiping ceremonies, services. They are worshiping a deity. You know, we're calling them concerts. And sometimes when you watch these things and you see what artists are doing at concerts, how they're dressed, how they're dancing, you know, we have the obvious ones like the Sam Smith one, whatever. But even the subtle ones, surely this is not too far-fetched.
Not too far-fetched. It's evident. It's not even a or it might be, it's a convincing argument. No, I think it is evident that whatever spirit drives pop culture is a spirit that is, at the very least, one that takes great interest in occult images.
Yes.
Or in pagan imagery and pagan roots and symbols and whatever. So at the very least, whatever spirit that is, because you'd be surprised, you find an artist, let's say like a country artist or something, and you find I'm trying to think of a complete opposite. No, maybe like a ballad singer or whatever. And if you look at some of the music videos or concerts or album art, and you see, why are they so similar? Why are they using similar imagery? Similar, like if we're saying humans are creative beyond measure, why are we all sort of like circling similar imagery and stuff like that? So yeah, no, it's definitely
in
something.
essence, you're saying that by even if we are looking at two separate artists or whatever, by looking at their work, we can say that definitely the influence must be one.
There's definitely the
inspiration.
Something. There's definitely something.
It's like it's all coming from the same source.
Yeah.
So how do we escape this? What do we do as Christians?
I mean, we're not called to escape it, but we're called to understand, or to wake up, to understand, to be wary of it. But remember, Jesus didn't pray us out of the world. He could have if he wanted to. Take everyone who believes out of the world, but that's not the message. The message is we're in the world, but we're to be not of the world. God will keep us from these things, but knowledge is power. You said it before. My people perish for lack of knowledge. If we don't know, we end up finding ourselves being led astray, going to concerts, worshiping idols without even knowing. And the conversation we had about abortion, sacrificing to even these gods, things like Christmas, Halloween, Valentine's Day. We find ourselves in the religion. We're literally in a religion of pagan worship of gods. Unknowingly.
Oh, that feels heavy, man. So what exactly can we do then as Christians? Okay, I want to narrow in a little bit on just a little bit on concerts then. Right, because we've discussed movies. There's a fair argument there that you can select what is good and what is not good. Now, when talking about secular music, again in this context of you think you're going to a concert, but it's actually a worship that is happening. You just don't know. Are we to stay away from more concerts then?
I mean, if someone wants to rip the bandage off and stay away from more concerts, more power to you. Discernment. So if this all goes back to your spiritual walk and your spiritual gauge and how much you know the Bible, how much you're filled with the Holy Spirit, because I'm a firm believer that if you're filled with the Holy Spirit, He will guide you in all things and in all ways and in all truths and in all knowledge. However, you have to be filled with the Holy Spirit. And some I don't know how accurately to say this, but some people may think they're filled with the Holy Spirit, but they are not. And in fact, Jesus even said so.
Go cast the demon. If it beats you black or blue, you don't have the Spirit.
In fact, if Jesus even says so, say that be careful that the light in you is actually light, because you may actually find that this light you think is light is actually darkness. Paraphrased, but that's what he says. He said that you be careful that the light that you think is in you is actually the light. So I mean, I can't give Christians a solution in 2 minutes. But what I can say is that these things are out there, these things are happening, and music is a very good medium to spot the patterns. And I think everybody has known, because everybody knows about the Illuminati and stuff like that, and they always say it's the world governing power. I think most people know that something is going on, or something is amiss. Some people think it's like a group of powerful people who run the world behind the scenes,
But the same would apply for them, because if it's a group of people, what is influencing them? What is their agenda, basically?
Yeah, so but that's the thing.
Still argue there's still darkness at play here.
Well, no, because for some people, they think let's say Illuminati, for us, they think these are the highest power. So maybe they may not think there's any spiritual interference, but they think these are the people who are secretly running the whole world. So everything that's happening in the world, from presidents to campaigns to wars to Bitcoin, everything is at the behest of this powerful elite. For them, that's what they think. But like you're saying, whether it's that or something else, everybody knows something is going on. Everybody knows there's something that is guiding society.
Everybody except for Nick Cannon.
There's something that's guiding society. That's what everybody knows.
Everybody except for Nick Cannon. Now, the reason I'm saying that, we're moving on to the next topic here. He had a sit down with Candace Owens.
They
had an interesting discussion. I didn't even know Nick Cannon does